Well, this is the latest in our series on the shape of things to come, and the title of the paper, Richard, is "The Vital Role of Immigration in an Aging America." Why is it vital?
Well, it's pretty simple, Bob. Immigration is becoming increasingly important to economic growth as the population of America ages. As the smaller cohorts born since the end of the post-war baby boom have climbed the age ladder, the growth rate in employment has slowed dramatically from 1.7% per year in the 1970s to 0.7% per year since 2000. And the latest CBO long-term projections have it growing by the 2030s and 2040s at just 0.2% per year. All of that future projected growth, moreover, is due to the assumption that we will have substantial ongoing net immigration. Without immigration, the working age population would already be shrinking today. There are two components to GDP growth. One is employment growth. Faster growth in the working age population, all other things being equal, translates into faster employment growth. Immigrants boost employment growth, not just because they add to the population, but because they're more likely to be of working age than native-born people are. So immigration boosts employment growth. Many economists believe that it also boosts productivity growth. With employment growth growing faster, there is more need for capital broadening investment. There's a quicker turnover in the capital stock, and that can spur productivity and technological progress by creating opportunities for learning by doing. Immigrants also bring a greater diversity of skills and entrepreneurial initiative to the economy, and this can boost productivity growth as well. So immigration is the key, or certainly a very important key to maintaining economic and living standard growth in an aging America. This is one problem. The problem is that immigration has been declining even as it's been growing in economic importance. From the early 1990s through the Great Recession, it averaged net immigration 1.3 million per year. Since then, it's averaged under a million. So we need to ensure as we come out of the pandemic that we boost it back to something closer to what's already assumed in the CBO projections.
And I think just before bringing Steve into the conversation, there's really a number of almost staggering statistics that you just went through. But I mean, the CBO is projecting much lower economic growth than we've had in the past. And most of that decline, as I understand it, is due to just a very marked slowdown in the rate of workforce growth.
That's correct.
And that's
the decline in employment is the biggest component of the projected decline in GDP growth. By the time we get out to the 2030s and 2040s, the CBO is projecting that real GDP will only be growing by 1.5% per year, which is just half of its average over the entire post-war period. And that's with substantial immigration. If immigration doesn't rise to that, the outlook is worse. If we could boost it above what the CBO is assuming, the outlook could be considerably better.
And that's that's the other key point here, is that immigration, we're going to be counting more on immigration, even though immigration is currently declining. The assumptions are, and the policy need is, to increase immigration, because otherwise the population itself would shrink.
Well, the working age population would already
Yeah.
be shrinking.
Yeah.
And without any net immigration, the total population of the United States would begin to decline by sometime in the earlier 2040s.
And I mean, the salience of all this, not just for the economy, but for the federal budget, is that this is the economy that's going to have to support rising projected costs for programs like Medicare and Social Security and all sorts of other things that are going to be growing with an aging population. So we've got growing burdens and a shrinking economy to support those burdens.
Right, exactly. Faster growth makes everything more affordable, including paying for the costs of our aging society.
Which is something that you and I are really beginning to worry about.
Well, yes, as we sometimes said, Bob, we've worked on these issues long enough that we've now become part of the problem.
Okay.